Hello friends. Going forward, I will share my notebook via GitHub. You can download this notebook and this notebook will consist of all the discussions what we are having right here and the code base what we are showing. So what is this notebook, right? Yeah, this is a digital notebook and in this episode, I will be talking you about how to install this notebook and how to use this notebook. And this notebook is a Jupyter notebook and trust me, if you are a developer, it is one of the must tool you should be having in your arsenals. So first question, what is Jupyter Notebook? Jupyter Notebook in simple words is a digital online notebook. So what is the advantage of this notebook? I would say this notebook is a perfect recipe of PowerPoint presentation or keynote presentations plus a IDE where you can run the snippets of code. So this is a online notebook where you can share with your colleagues. This notebook will have snippets of code and these codes can be commented or documented very well in that same notebook. So it's same like you scribble the notebook, right? So it's the same like you type this notebook. You can put the snippets of code which can run in Python environment, Java environment, whatever it be. So that's what the notebook will do. And this notebook is Jupyter Notebook and it is done by an organization called Jupyter Labs. This is an open source project. So it's free. You can download, you can start using. Now, our next question, how to start with Jupyter Notebook? Let's get into the laptop. If you people are following my series, you will be knowing this project, the weather bot. This is a RASA chatbot to enquire the weather details. Let's think that you have a RASA chatbot like this, the code, and now you have to install this RASA inside a Jupyter notebook. And our first step is like how to create a Jupyter notebook. Let's open the terminal. This will be a very normal terminal like you open in a outside terminal box and changing directly to the weather bot. This is something Python is giving. Now to install Jupyter Notebook, what you have to do is that pip install notebook. It will download the notebook and it will install the Jupyter Notebook inside this. Let's run the Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook. See, it spins up a local server and I can see the entire code here, data model resource test. If you see here, data model resource test, the entire code is here, as well as a notebook I can create here which can execute any of the code here exactly like a Python. Let's create a notebook. So I want a Python 3 based notebook. Let's name it like a RASA Weatherbot Jupyter Notebook implementation. So I will just give an overview on how the notebook features will be. So if you see every line, it's called a cell. So if you see, it's called cell, and you can write a code as well as a markdown. So code is something like you type a print hello world in Python. As this notebook is in Python 3 environment, if I just click run, the output is shown here. Now I can insert a cell way before and I can take it as like a markdown so that it's just for the documentation. I'm going to run a hello world program. See, this is how it's going to be. Okay. So this is how it's going to be. I'm going to run a hello world program, print hello world, hello world. The documentation is very crystal clear and it's a development environment also. So the same notebook, I'll be implementing RASA inside this. Now, the next question, how I will implement RASA inside this? So to implement RASA, first what I have to do is that I have to install a Nest Async IO library in this environment, which notebook can use it. Why this is? Because the RASA code will usually runs in a asynchronous environment. So I will close this notebook. So if you see the connection has failed, if I refresh now, this won't be available because I have killed the local server. No problem, it is auto save. So your notebook is save, and it's safe. Pip install nest async IO. Now what I have to do is that I have to use this async IO inside the Jupyter Notebook so that the notebook is capable to run in a asynchronous environment. This is the first step towards integrating with the RASA chatbot. So let's start the notebook again. See, you have your notebook. I'm just clicking this notebook. The notebook is open. It's there. Now I will edit this. I don't have to say anything. This is very well descriptive. I'm going to delete this. I'll be running this. Yeah. What it does is that it will install the Nest async IO in this environment. Now our next step is to declare the variables which will hold the paths of the folders which will have configurations, the data models, all the details. What I will do is that I will explain that. I will convert this. Now we'll declare variables which will see. That means the config file, the training files, the domain file, and the output file, all details are printed successfully. That means the variables are stored successfully. Okay, so our next step is let's train the model. So you people would be knowing that how to train a model using a RASA train command. If you people are following my series, if you are interested in how to execute a model in the terminal, then I would request you to follow my previous video, which I will be giving in the description link or at the end of this video. Apart from the RASA train command, how we can execute the training of the chatbot in the Jupyter Notebook. Let's get into that. I will be importing the RASA. Then I will declare a model path variable which will store the trained model rasa.train, and then I'm giving the details which are stored in the variables. The domain file, the config file, the training files which is stored in the data folder, and then the output file, the models. I will print the model path so that I will come to know that it has been stored successfully. How to comment this. So this is one another feature. Either I can create a markdown cell like this, or if it's a normal one line comment or two line comments which you feel like it can go like a comment in the code, then you can put it like this also. There is some error. The RASA has no view. Okay, there is a spelling mistake. So it's the processing the story blocks which we have declared in the chatbot, and then the actions, the trackers, all the details. These are all RASA specific. And then here comes the actual model training where it runs the different approaches on the same training data for the better accuracy. So it says the NLU model training completed. Now the next step is execution. So that I have to import the chat functionality from the RASA library. Chat model path. So what it does is that it takes the model where it has been stored in the model path, and it uses the same model to communicate with you people. Let's run this and see. Cool. So now I'm saying hi. So the chatbot is functional. It is asking, how may I help you? We can ask tomorrow's weather, how it's gonna be. What it's gonna be. So it says tomorrow's weather forecast says it will be 21 degrees Celsius. It may rain as well. And to stop this, so that's it. We have implemented the RASA chatbot into our code. Isn't it that cool? Yes. So it's only three steps. First, install Nest Async IO in your environment, install the Jupyter Notebook, and then just start the notebook and go ahead with training and executing the model. That's it. Thank you.